Hi, welcome to a Talk About. I'm reviewing Triss, a book of the Redwall series by Brian Jacques. Riftgard is a land out on the sea, ruled by a family of what are called pure ferrets. Prince Blad and Princess Kurta are supposed to sail off on a quest to take back their grandfather Serengo's crown and bones. But slaves Triss, Shog, and Welful steal the only ship at Riftgard with a battle and sail away with it. A beacon is then lit, and a freebooter ship with Captain Plug Firetail comes, and he agrees to take Blad and Princess Kurta with Riftgard soldiers on a quest to get back the crown and bones and the slaves for a reward, though the captain has plans to kill them or take back other things in the end. The young badgers Sagaxis, or just Sagax, and the young hare Bascarum, or just Scarum, rebel and leave Salamandastrum and their parents to go on an adventure to see the world and find themselves. They follow a sea otter, Kruva, on a ship out to the sea. Redwall, in the meantime, is at peace, but two Dibbons escape it and go out into Mossflower Forest and come upon the ancient Brock Hall. But they see some strange, scary monsters in it, and they flee from it, though they take a strange gold band with strange writing on it. The Redwallers hear about this from the Dibbons, and they go out on a treasure hunt, but they are deterred quickly by the monster with an odorous smell. And so they end up just going after trying to figure out the strange writing, and solving that mystery. Sagax, Scarum, and Kruva have many adventures at sea and have problems with the gluttonous hare, but they eventually decide to go to Redwall, which they have heard tales of. Triss is visited by Martin the Warrior in dreams, but Triss and Shog make it to the mainland and try to escape being chased. The villains are near them, and they eventually go down the river and try to throw off the villains off the trail, and are joined by Kruva, Scarum, and Sagax. All the sides meet at Redwall and a great battle takes place, but the monster of Brock Hall brings everyone to Brock Hall, the villains trying to take back the crown, and the good beasts following the riddle. The main characters of this book, the ones that stuck out most throughout the story, were, of course, Triss, the squirrel, who is the main driving. Obviously, the name of the book is named after her, and she's the main driving point of the story. And she's an escaped slave who has to learn life outside of that and become a warrior. And she's a great character. I enjoyed her a lot. And her friend Shog, an otter, who is like her, a slave who has to find himself and find life outside of being a slave. Kruva, the other otter, becomes friend with Shog, and he's a very adventurous, wild otter, and is very helpful how he knows of the world. Sagax is a Badger Lord's son who is rebellious and young, at first more on the rebellious side, but he learns to become a great warrior because he just has to in life along the road makes him that, and he decides to starts understanding things more as this adventure goes on. Scarum the hare is my favorite character actually in this book. He's a friend of Sagax and from Salamandastrum, and he's a big problem in this book with his gluttonous ways, and he learns to become a warrior, but then he kind of goes back to those ways and hasn't really fixed those ways, but he makes the story very fun, and I really enjoyed him as a character, and I think he has a good side to him. You also have the main villains of the story, Princess Kurta, of course, who's a spoiled pure ferret who's spoiled because she's princess and doesn't really know the world very well because she's only known her life on the island as being a princess. But she knows a sword very well because she's practicing the slaves, and she's a very ruthless, cruel creature, but doesn't understand the world always so much. And you have Prince Blad, who is not the fighter like his sister is. He's a spoiled creature, and he doesn't like his sister, and his sister doesn't like him, and he becomes very friendly with the freebooters. And Captain Plug Firetail is the leader for most of this adventure for the villains. He's very useful as a leader. He knows the world very well. He's adventurous, but he's very smart and cool. I think this was a great Redwall book. I really enjoyed it. I liked the slave adventure of runaway slaves, and I really loved the great characters of this book. And I liked the riddle they had to solve and the writing. That was really enjoyable. And Redwall, of course. I think Redwall is just a great place. And this book definitely brought out Redwall in different ways. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please destroy that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.